What's up, everybody? Come on in. Come on in. Got something good for y'all today. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. All right, let's begin. Let's begin. Now then, what I'm gonna be talking about today is Decoding the ancient Egyptian mythos and how it relates to us being everything, everyone in existence. So, let us begin. Now then, what I want to talk about today is the ancient Egyptian mythos is more than what we think it is. It's more than just figures on the wall. First of all, let's talk about what is mythology. Mythology is pretty much these storylines, that our ancestors created so that we could see them harness their melanin to do these seemingly supernatural or miraculous things. You see what I'm saying? They was harnessing their life force, their chi, their prana to do these amazing things. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Lisa? And what's going on here is when you look at these beings doing all these amazing things, they also represent principles or energies inside of you as well. Now, metaphysically, this all breaks down as a whole deeper realm of things going on. We're going to start with the basics. The creator itself. You know, all things come from this universal intelligence, this all mind. You see what I'm saying? That everybody can tap into. The ancient Egyptians called it Pa. You see what I'm saying? Or Pa Pot or Pa Pot, as I've seen in other texts. Now, this great creator, we all as souls stem from this creator, are extensions of it, and we are individual expressions of its infinite intelligence and will. So that's what the creator is all about. Now, from the in the ancient Egyptian mythos, from Pa was produced the Odawad. The Odawad is like these ancient deities that represent the primordial energies of uh, the universe and the universe. You see what I'm saying? So there you go. Now, what's going on with the Odoa? What are these principles that they represent? Well, they come in a pair, 4 gods and 4 goddesses. You have Noon and Noonet, which represents the primeval waters, also manifested at this time as collective unconscious mind, but it also represents the dark matter, the infinite dark matter of the universe. You see what I'm saying? Or dark energy of the universe. Then you have Kuk and Kuket, which is darkness. Of course, darkness is melanin automatically. Then you have He and Ha-Het, which represents the principle of eternity. And then you have a moon and a moonet, which represents the principle of air. But not just in the air. We're talking about the universal life force, or like the force in Star Wars. You see what I'm saying? That's what they represent. Now, these 4 beings represent these primordial principles. It came to my attention and realization as I was getting downloads yesterday from the realm of the creator that the Odoa is actually a precursor to what we know as the Kalipah, the tree of knowledge. You see what I'm saying? The tree of knowledge of self, as I told y'all in my earlier videos. They are the precursor. Everything starts off as deities first, and later on you get the energies and do what needs to be done with these energies to, expand and grow. Down the timeline, they took the Oldawad teachings and principles and created the tree of knowledge, or the Kalipah. You see what I'm saying? They created this, and it was dope. It was pretty cool, because after a while, each generation they build upon it, and they produce the tree of knowledge. And I already told you, all the spheres or shells or spheres of healing in the Kalipah are just aspects of your inner deity that you must master. So they took the raw energies of the Odoa and created a magical system to master their inner deity here on this physical plane. So, with that being said, this is what the Odoa is all about. You see what I'm saying? This is what they represent. Now, how this relates to the Ennead. Now, the Ennead, I find it interesting, is a manifestation of the goddess Amunet, who was the creator of the tree of life. You see what I'm saying? She created the tree of life. Now, the tree of life is actually the what we know as the Kabbalah. You see what I'm saying? She created that. And since how the Odoa manifested or created the Ennead, which are the principles that represent the tree of life. What up there? And with this tree of life, we get everything that's going on this side of the equation, because the Kalipah is the real side of the equation. You see what I'm saying? So that's the primordial, infinite, boundless, eternal realm. Whereas the tree of life, the Kabbalah, is the illusionary world, the illusionary realms that was manifested from the powers, the primordial powers of the Kalipah and previously the Odoa. Now the Ennead represent the principles on the tree of life. You see what I'm saying? And we got starting with Atum, the sun god, then which represents the sun. Then you got Shu, which is the goddess of air, and then you got Tifnut, which is the god of rain. Then you got Gib and Nut, which represents the principles of earth and sky. Then you got Osiris and Offset. Osiris represents the underworld and the afterlife, and Offset represents birth and rebirth. Set, then you got Set and Nephthys. Set represents mastery of the ego and working through your ego. And then Nephthys represents the principles of death, transition, and transformation. You see what I'm saying? So all that's happening on this side of the equation. This is what you like to call the tree of life. This is what makes up those fields of consciousness. Because the tree of life is nothing but fields of consciousness. And how this relates to our world, or what we call ETs, is, and this is how it relates to us being everything, everyone. ETs, or extraterrestrials, is nothing but deities on this side of the equation. You see what I'm saying? They're nothing but manifestations of our inner energy. You see what I'm saying? So this is what this is about. This is what's going on here. They are manifestations of their own realms. Say, for example, we here on Earth, because a planet is nothing but an anagram for plane of existence. You see what I'm saying? So we gonna say that we got beings from Venus. Well, Venus is nothing but their own realm called Venus. You see what I'm saying? And they all represent a particular chakra's frequency. Well, Earth is kicking out the heart chakra frequency, because it is the heart chakra for this solar system. And then you got Venus, which is the sacral chakra, because Mars the root chakra, Mercury is the solar plexus, Jupiter is the throat chakra, Saturn is the crown chakra. Then you got Neptune, which is Neptune is Kundalini energy, represent the Kundalini energy. Uranus represents your first eye or third eye, or Uraeus, as they said in ancient Egypt. And Pluto represents your pineal gland. And of course the sun represents your soul. So what's up, Miss Mimi? So there you go. So that's all the that's what the solar system represent, or soul system. And everything out here is just reminding us of what's going on inside of us. So even ETs, these extraterrestrials as we call them, if they from Mars or Martians, they are other deities living on their frequency, or in that particular realm of dimension known as Mars, because it has its own rules, its own principles, its own way of life. Because you can't leave Earth and go to Mars and do what you did on Earth, because it's its own set of rules. Their energy is completely different over there. You see what I'm saying? Just like if I was to astral travel to another dimension or whatever, I'm not going to do what in that dimension what I did on Earth, because I'm doing something that dimension had its own rules that you have to deal with and play around with. You see what I'm saying? So this how we are related. This is how everything and everyone is related to us. Now, I find it interesting that there are over 2,000 deities in the ancient Egyptian mythos. So you know what that means, right? If there are over 2,000 deities, that means they was trying to tell us something. First of all, the animal head. So that means we had the ability to shapeshift. So that means we were the animal. Then you have, of course, the plants, because all thanks to the teachers of law of correspondence, everything is related to something in the house. All our metaphysical sciences is related to something in the natural world. You see what I'm saying? So we had correspondences with plants. We could shapeshift into animals. Thus, the reason why you had the animal head. One of the reasons why you had the animal heads, and of course, there were other reasons as well. But even as ETs, if they came here, we were them too, because we are all interconnected as one soul in the eyes of the Creator. To the Creator, from its point of view, all these realms, all these dimensions, Mars, Venus, Earth, all these places are just simply realms of consciousness in its infinite mind. That's us, or spheres of consciousness, that they say in the Kabbalah and the Clip-Off. So this is what we're talking about. So even when you getting into this infinite science, this metaphysical science, you're gonna realize it's infinite, boundless, and eternal, and you're gonna realize all things and everyone is interconnected in some shape, form, or fashion. So even what we call ETs that's manifesting on this side of the equation with us, because you got the deities, the supreme deities, who are living on the other side of the equation, which is the primordial. And then you got us living on this side of the equation, which is the illusionary world, or what the Buddhists call Maya. So, and we dealing with what's going on over here and all we're doing is gathering data for the gathering data and intel for the creator, so that he can grow, so that it can grow, and and expand its intelligence. You see what I'm saying? More and more, because that's all the creator does is expand infinitely, boundlessly, eternally, always furthering, always bettering itself, always further growing. You see what I'm saying? That's what make it omnipotent and omnipresent. That's why we say it's everywhere, because it's always growing into something new. It's always evolving into something new. You see what I'm saying? So in other words, even in perfection, it's perfecting itself to achieve more perfection. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? To achieve higher levels of perfection. There's something that it may have missed. So that's why we're here, to acquire that data. And at the same time, it hasn't missed anything. You see what I'm saying? That's the great paradox. Because it already knew that we was going to come down here and do what we was going to do. Because we knew that we was coming down here to do what we was going to do. And since our soul is immortal and automatically connected to the creator, then we make these connections. You see what I'm saying? We communicate with the creator on a daily, hourly basis. You see what I'm saying? Minute and second basis. So this is what we're talking about. Then so these 2,000 deities, these 2,000 different aspects is just them letting us know that if there are 2,000 different gods and goddesses, then this goes beyond just the natural principles of the world. They're literally telling us that you are everything and everyone. That's the number 2. 2 is just the feminine and masculine energies manifested out of the great oneness of the creator, or the all, or Pa, as the ancient Egyptians called it. So Pa or Pa Pot. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's happening here. Then you got the genealogy of the deities. Now, in the Bible, they tell you have Genesis, or the genealogy of Isis, or the genetics of Isis, the bloodline of Isis. That's just one book. What about the other 2,000 books on the 2,000 gods who have bloodlines? You see what I'm saying? And goddesses who have bloodlines. See what I'm saying? See how this is working now? What about their bloodlines and soul lines? You see what I'm saying? My bad, y'all. I got a call. That's how deep this goes, y'all. These 2,000 beings. What about these other 2,000 bloodlines and soul lines that's going on? You see what I'm saying? What's happening there? What the rest of the books for them? You see what I'm saying? What their books at? See what I'm saying? So it said it should at least be 2,000 books on every bloodline, bare minimum, for every god and goddesses that ever existed, and that's over. 2,000, not the set number. It's over 2,000. So it should at least be over 2,000 scrolls, and texts and books just talking about their bloodline. And it's gonna be way more than that, because each bloodline had their own teachings and mystical wisdom and knowledge that they had to offer. So it may be hundreds of thousands of books, millions of books. They tell you about the Library of Alexander, but I'm gonna tell you there was a Library of Alexander everywhere on this planet. There was at least 50 on this planet, because Earth was known as the great, the planet with the since it was the heart chakra, is where everybody came to bring in their sciences. You see what I'm saying? So bring in new sciences. You see what I'm saying? So we at least had 50 Library of Alexanders, because there was so much information, intel coming in. And that was during like the mid to latter days of our great empire, when they actually wanted to record it, because at first it was all oral. You see what I'm saying? We just let them know what it was. So this is what we talking about, the genealogy. Looking at these Jedi records of ancient, our Jedi records of ancient times. You see what I'm saying? So looking at the history of the Force and the heirs to the Force all throughout our timelines of this particular planet, and as it relates to the cosmos, the creator, and everything in it. You see what I'm saying? All living things in it. So that's what the genealogy is all about. Which leads me to these two particular movies. I'm gonna do Alice in Wonderland first. I know I put Glass first. I want to say that one for second. When we decode Alice in Wonderland through the looking glass. Now, what is the glass? The glass is the portal, the door on the tree of life. You see what I'm saying? That you can travel to the primordial ancestral realm and back. You see what I'm saying? Which is what was going on in Alice in Wonderland. Her ancestors, some of her ancestral friends came to get her because the Mad Hatter, who is the Baphomet in this movie, was ill. And why was he ill? He was ill because there were dark forces using his energies wrong for the wrong purposes or perversely, aka i.e. the cabal. You see what I'm saying? The current elites and their ET friends and what the fuck they doing on the planet, the savage shit that they doing right now. So that's what he was feeling, the sickness of their energy. You see what I'm saying? So he summoned Alice. You know, Alice is pretty much is Sophia, and it's pretty much in this movie. He summoned her, the divine feminine Sophia or Isis in this movie, to assist him with purifying these dark energies, and so we could bring balance to the force again. So she went through the looking glass back to Wonderland. And what is Wonderland? Wonderland is the ancestral realm or the primordial realm, where all things are infinite. You know, all things are possible. You can do anything, everything. So that's what Wonderland is. And she went there, and her ancestral friends, family, homies and homettes, they went and handled it. They went and resolved their problem. And when she was getting ready to leave, she asked a real good question, because they was having, her and the Mad Hatter was having a dialogue after they healed his energy. And you know, that's what's happening on the planet, because the whole purpose of this movie was the resurrection of the dead. That's the prophecy that's being fulfilled in this movie, the resurrection of the dead. All right, Sophia, it's time for the resurrection of the divine feminine now. So you gotta come over here, reactivate the divine masculine, so there can be balance in the force, and we can get this shit popping. We can get this shit booming again. So after she did that, it was a dialogue between her and the Mad Hatter, and they said something very profound to me. She said, how I know this is not the dream, and how do I know, how can I tell the difference between dream and reality? And the Mad Hatter just simply said, who's to say there's a difference? Who's to say which is which? You see what I'm saying? Because the Mad Hatter was always giving you these cool, chaotic insights that you had to just figure out and decode, because you know he was operating in his highest metaphysical mind. So that's what the Tea Parties was about. You see what I'm saying? The Tea Parties was all about them celebrating. You know, guys, the supreme goddess do nothing but party. You see what I'm saying? They was always operating on their highest melanin frequency. And on the highest melanin frequency, they never creativity, sex, love, divine sex, divine love, and creation. That's all motherfuckers do on their level. You see what I'm saying? Every now and then they're operating the struggle. Most time it's just pure creation. You see what I'm saying? So that's what happened. Now you get to the movie Glass that came out recently, which is also another reference to the Da'ah. You see what I'm saying? Now this time we get Mr. Glass with Samuel L. Jackson. You get David Doom with forget the boy name. I forget his name now, but his name is David Doom in the movie. And then you got the character from the movie Split, which is the Beast. Now, there's a lot going on. What's up, Davis Toast? What's up? There's a lot going on here in this movie that needs to be recognized. Because once again, this movie is fulfilling the other half of the prophecies of the resurrection of the dead. And this time is deep, because you see this storyline unfold. I mean, where they actually started to re-enter or reconnect with the universe and the multiverse. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? David Toast finally get to see you live. Yeah, you've been working on that for a minute. In this movie here, Sam, who is the mastermind, interesting enough, he's an expert on comic books. Now, comic books are just cosmic books, which are recent mythologies that, like I said earlier in this video, deal with all our ancestors or other different beings harnessing their melanin and life force to do supernatural and miraculous things. You see what I'm saying? That's all mythology is. And so he was an expert on dealing with the supernatural. That's why these were ancestors. Now, last time in Alice in the Wonderland, you had her going into the ancestral realm. Well, it's the opposite in this movie. The ancestors incarnated on the physical. You see what I'm saying? The elder guys came down here on the physical to handle business. You see what I'm saying? So that's materialization. Now, they came here to do a job. And they did this job in this movie. And they exposed a lot in this movie. You got Samuel, the mastermind. You got David Doom, who is technically the reluctant hero. And then you got the Beast, who has who's just raw power. Now, they all represent chakras, of course, in their most basic form. The Beast is the solar plexus. David Doom is the heart chakra. And Mr. Glass is the crown chakra, of course, automatically. Bare minimum. We already know that much. But because you've seen these colors, yellow, green, and purple all throughout the movie. So what's happening here? What's going on with these frequencies? Why these ancestors are manifested? They manifested to fulfill their promise to you. They told you in the ancient days that we will rise again and become gods and goddesses again. Well, in this movie, they come through the portal, the looking glass, to hatch a plan, a scheme to resurrect you. That hatch a plan and a scheme or a process or a ritual that will go on to reactivate your consciousness so that you can begin to reawaken to the gods and goddesses that you are. You see what I'm saying? So this is what was going on in this movie. Mr. Glass, he goes out. He sets them up. Since he's the mastermind in the comic books, the mastermind always have a real plan and a fake plan. So he gave him a fake plan, which is misdirection. And then at the end of the movie, they find out his real plan. You see what I'm saying? And everybody who was there was being moved around like chess pieces on the board because everybody had a role to play. You see what I'm saying? Everybody had something going on that was very important. Now, why were they doing this? They was doing this. The ancestors are doing this because they wanted to show you something. They showed you in the movie that there was this lady, this doctor in the movie. I forget her name now, and she wanted to show you, said, keep the guys locked down. She was part of this club because they had a symbol of the club, and the club just represent the cabal, and they want to keep the guys and goddesses locked down, which is now. Which is why you see so much turmoil aimed at the elder gods and goddesses of here in the United States in North America, which is the prophecy here in the West. That's why everybody journey into the West. Why you think the Africans, the South Americans, everybody coming to America? America's supposed to be crumbling and shit, but everybody's still trying to get into the country. That's because they know where the energy is at. The Asians, the Europeans, the Australians, everybody coming over here to this one conversion into this one location because they know the prophecy is. Now, with that being said, that's why so much hostility and propaganda being attacked, especially against the indigenous black man and black woman in the Americas, because we're the elder gods and goddesses. And so all the other younger gods and goddesses on the planet, i.e. the other races on the planet, are looking to us for this awakening, for this prophecy to be the fulfilled of the resurrection of the dead. Cause that's what we signed up for here in the last days. The Asians over there in Cambodia, they got the temple of Angkor Wat, which is known as over there in Cambodia, they got the temple of Angkor Wat, which is a temple in honor of us, over the indigenous black man and woman of America, who they wrote out the storyline on the wall like 700-800 years ago, and to have us remember what was about to happen. They wrote that storyline on the wall, so in honor of us, because they knew that we was coming back. It's gonna happen anyway. It's coming. No matter what they say or what they do. You see what I'm saying? So, matter of fact, all the hell that's going on the planet is because of this single greatest prophecy. Now, they say you in most books that it's going to be a Buddha, but no, it's multiple Buddhas. It's a whole order of star seeds that just hit this planet within the last 20 to 30 to 40, 50 years that ain't playing no games. You see what I'm saying? They came here to show you something. They came here to remind you of a truth that you once knew, but you forgot. And now it's time to reactivate that truth so that you can be free and go on into the new age, the new world, the new cycle, and be the true elder gods and goddesses that we were meant to be. You see what I'm saying? That's what this is all about. That's what this movie was about. Now you got Mr. Glass. They got him locked down. You see what I'm saying? At the beginning of the movie. Because, he in the original movie, Unbreakable, he was the villain, who caused a train wreck to just, kill off all those people. But one person survived and the other person, he felt the effects because his father died on the train. And this produced two superheroes because he was in the business of producing superheroes or superheroes. You see what I'm saying? Champion super guys. You see what I'm saying? Who could tap into their powers, who could tap into their metaphysical powers to do amazing things. You see what I'm saying? Super strength, super speed, climbing walls, all that. Touching people, psychometry, all these cool things. So he hatched his plan to go to war. It was a magical warfare. Pay attention. It was magical and mental warfare in this movie. Now, when you go see it, pay attention. It's not really a physical war. It's a magical war, mystical war going on the astral plane, which is why they called it. I think they called the place Raven Hill, which is Raven Hill Asylum or something like that. Now, the Ravens represent the ancestors. You see what I'm saying? So they telling you what the ancestors are doing in this movie. And when he hatched his plan, he went to war with the Cabal, this particular secret society in the movie. And his objective in the movie was to expose true latent God powers within humanity that we have forgotten and are at this moment in time sleep to. So that was his objective. So that's what this plan was all about. So he did what he had to do. They end up killing all three ancestors, but don't look at this as a bad thing. She thought in the movie this was a suicide mission, but no, they are ancestors. This ain't no such thing as suicide with the ancestors. They came to do a mission, and once that mission was over with, they dropped their bodies and moved on back to the ancestral realm. They done. Mission accomplished. Yeah. So at the end of the movie, when she thought she called her Cabal goons, Cabal assassins, to come kill Mr. Glass, the Beast, and David Doom, and they killed him. And when they killed him, she started talking shit to him. She walked up to Mr. Glass and started talking shit to him or whatever. And what she tells him is, it's not fair because the cabal disgruntled now. It's not fair for 10,000 years. We things have been done our way because we reign supreme. You see what I'm saying? We reign supreme. And now all of a sudden y'all get to reactivate after those 10,000 years. Well, really it's been 12,000, but like hard the last 10,000. And these last 12,000 years, this last 12,000 year cycle has been the cycle of the ego. See what I'm saying? As a whole, we went through 12,000 cosmic zodiacs, dealing with the energy of the ego. You see what I'm saying? So this is what this is about. So this has been the last 12,000 years of the set frequency and Mythos frequency. You see what I'm saying? So which is ego and death, which is one pair of the Ennead. You see what I'm saying? So that's the frequency we've been dealing with. That's the last frequency of any cycle. You see what I'm saying? Before we move on to higher realms and higher dimensions. So he told him, he's like, nah. We don't want y'all to rise. It ain't got shit to do with y'all being villains and heroes, good guys and bad guys, or neutral guys. It ain't got shit to do with that. It got to do with the fact that we don't want no God to rise. You see what I'm saying? We don't want none of y'all to come back. We want all y'all to stay shut down. And what happened what she told them, what I found to be interesting, she said, and I quote, "We hunt y'all down when y'all start to manifest abilities. We hunt y'all down and take y'all out before y'all expose yourselves to the greater society, because that's a threat to their system." So I found that to be very interesting, and that relates to how they've been killing off babies, selling babies into slavery and human trafficking. But I noticed that they're specific babies. They ain't doing this to all kids. They're doing it to certain types of kids, which are star seeds, who are born down here. You see what I'm saying? So before they able to manifest their abilities, because they know once you start to manifest your abilities and start to raise your consciousness and vibrations, then they won't be able to touch you. You see what I'm saying? Because they don't fuck with spiritual people like myself. They don't fuck with us because we already have did the chakra work. We've already had that Kundalini awakening and risen out of our chakra, so we free. So they don't fuck with us. You see what I'm saying? Now, any spiritual person, true spiritual person who owns this, will tell you that. Nah, but all these whistleblowers, all these motherfuckers who coming out telling the truth and what's going on, they get murked. And the reason why they get murked and assassinated is because they not spiritual. They not vibrating at that frequency. And there's a particular Jedi Force ability called Alta Support, which is Latin for High Temple, which allows you to focus on the Force, in your meditations. And after a while, the more you focus on the Force, you begin to merge into it and become one with the realm or the realm of the Force, which is its own dimension. And you start vibrating at the frequency of this particular realm, the third dimensional realm. Third dimensional earth realm. You see what I'm saying? And when you start vibrating on the third dimensional earth realm, you become seemingly invincible and invisible to other people who are vibrating on the third dimension. The only people who can see you is people who are part of your soul family, who are awakening, and they find you because you still putting out their vibration. So if they part of your soul family, they'll come find you or whatever. So those are really the only people that can really see you. Not saying that you can't be like touched or they won't talk to you or anything, but as far as you being in danger from them because you're on this path, no, they can't touch you. That's the secret. There are a lot of magi, Jedi, psychics, and so on and so forth. No. And that's what they're trying to stop you. That's the level they're trying to stop you from getting to. In a lot of movies, they gonna attack. They gonna allow you to go so far as to awaken your force. But when you try to reconnect with the ancestors, especially resurrection of the divine feminine and masculine, They try to shut that down. You see what I'm saying? They try to shut that down. They try to go to war with. They try to have you go to war with your ancestors and the divine feminine. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the divine feminine, the creators. That's the source melanin. You see what I'm saying? And that's part of the prophecy. The divine feminine is supposed to come back. It's supposed to be a resurrection of the goddesses. That's prophecy. Hell, you can't do nothing about that. That's written into this particular cycle. That's what we wrote down on the walls. That's what the ancestral realm passed to our ancestors at the time, and they wrote it down in hieroglyphs. So, hey, live with it. So, with that being said, that's what's happening in this movie. So they killed them off, and they thought they had them, cause they called themselves cleaning up after themselves, like they do. But like I said, Mr. Glass is the mastermind. So what he do? He practiced misdirection, and they thought they had him before he did his original plan, but that was just a fake plan. When they found out what he really did, it was too late. He had sent the information out, which was he sent the video out of the guys in the movie, David Doom and the Beast, using their superpowers. You see what I'm saying? Using their abilities, being the guys that they are, because they was tapping into it. And she flipped in that hallway because she was like, damn, these motherfuckers is on another level, because she was dealing with the ancestors. She thought she could beat the ancestors. The ancestors eternal. Their way of life is eternal. So you just a speck in this. This how big they are in this program. You see what I'm saying? That we created. So they were just an antigen, to cause all this havoc on the planet. So when we wake up, we would be distracted because of this havoc. So that's what this movie is about. So they came through the looking glass to help us in the movie glass. And after they dropped their bodies, after they were killed, so-called killed in the movie, she said a suicide mission. And that was to throw you off. It wasn't a suicide mission. It was actually a rescue mission. See what I'm saying? It's the ancestors coming through the portal to die off to let you know what it is. And then after the plan was hatched, then they dropped the bodies and went back to the ancestral realm. And they had 3 other people in the movie who was Mr. Glass' mother, David Doom's son, and the Beast's girlfriend, I guess you would say, she or friend, whatever the hell she is to him. They were the 3 that Mr. Glass picked to carry on the ancestral work to complete the mission, and that's what they did in the movie. That's us, the Star Seeds. We manifested to do this because they were also they were the ancestors that was incarnated here in this moment in time. You see what I'm saying? So, and they said at the end of the movie, I know what this is. Once the video started coming out and entering on everybody's phone, she said, "This is us coming into or re-entering the greater universe or innerverse, which is inside you, which everything starts inside you first, as within, so without. So that's us re-entering the innerverse and by extension the universe. You see what I'm saying? So that's what all this is about. This is how it relates to everything and everyone. This is how the ancient Egyptian mythologies relate to everything and everyone. It's all just describing us in every which way possible, in every aspect. Whether we incarnated here on Earth or incarnated on Mars, whether we somewhere else in the galaxy, whether we somewhere else in creation. It's just us, souls, or individual expressions and personality of the Creator going out here doing this work. You see what I'm saying? For these different realms, making sure they find balance again, doing their proper cycles. You see what I'm saying? That's all we've been doing, bringing balance to the force all over creation when it's time to bring balance to the force in that particular sphere of consciousness or realm of existence. See what I'm saying? So with that being said, are there any questions? there any questions? Well, alright. I'm Marvin Jones. Yeah, I put the word out. Let your people know. Let our people know what it is. And I'm out. Peace.